Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is your friend Ashutosh Bajpai, and today I'm back with G20 summit, which is a post G20 summit. If you remember, I had already posted a one video over G20 summit that was about the formation of the G20 and the introduction, and here I will discuss about the Hamburg summit, the G20 summit 2017, which was held in Germany in Hamburg. So under of this I will cover the bilaterals of the world leaders and the bilaterals of the prime ministers, Hamburg Declaration, and the other discussed issues in this G20 summit. So just begin with the slide. So let's begin with the member countries. You can understand the group of the G20. There are two things. First is member countries and guest countries. The saffron portion denotes the member countries, and the blue one is the guest countries. So guest countries are Norway, Netherlands, Spain, Guyana, Senegal, Vietnam, and Singapore. And member countries are Canada, US, Mexico, Brazil, Argentina, UK, France, Italy, Germany, Russia, Turkey, India, China, Saudi Arabia, South Africa, Indonesia, Australia, Japan, and South Korea. There are 19 countries, and the European Union are the member of the G20, and the rest are the guest countries. About this means the whole information about the G20 members and the formation of the G20. I will post the link at the end of the slide. You can go there and watch the first video if you didn't watch yet. This was the 12th G20 summit, took place in Germany, Hamburg, and the Indian Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi represented the country there. Means Mr. Prime Minister took part in the G20 summit from the country's side, and the theme of the G20 summit, means the theme of the 12th G20 summit, was shaping an interconnected world. This is a very important in terms of the exam point of views, so don't forget this. Just remember, once again I will repeat that the theme of the G20 summit, the 12th G20 summit, was shaping an interconnected world, and the highlight of this summit was the President of United States Mr. Donald Trump and President of Russia Mr. Vladimir Putin's bilateral. And one more thing was in highlight, that was unexpected meet of President Xi Jinping and the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, because bilaterals were not scheduled, although it was not a bilateral, it was just a handshake, but it was also not a schedule, it was not a part of the plan. So, and before when Prime Minister Modi departed for the G20 summit, at that time there were a statement from the China's ambassador and from the China's external affairs department, like there is no meeting schedule between Prime Minister Modi and President of Republic of the China Mr. Xi Jinping, just because of the border issues. So this was very important, and the Trump and Putin's bilateral meet were important. Why? Because we all know that the history of America and Russia. Let's discuss about the Prime Minister's bilateral. The leaders of 5 BRICS countries held an informal meeting on the sideline of G20 in Hamburg, Germany. This was in run-up to the forthcoming 9th BRICS summit in September in Xiamen, China. In their interventions, the leaders discussed preparation and priorities for the forthcoming Xiamen BRICS summit. President Xi of China said he looked forward to welcoming the BRICS leaders. See, the important thing is from these 2 points, for the exams point of views, like the next BRICS summit will be the 9th BRICS summit, and the place of the summit is Xiamen, China. Next one is, Prime Minister Modi reiterated India's commitment to implementing Paris Agreement. He called for the expeditious action to establish BRICS rating agency and stated that a cooperation on development of Africa should be a priority. He raised his voice for the development of the Africa and poverty eradication programs in Africa, as well as he also raised his voice, you can say that he emphasized to establish a BRICS rating agencies on the priority basis. President Xi appreciated India's strong resolve against terrorism and the momentum in BRICS introduced under India's chairmanship and through the outcomes of the Goa summit in 2016. He also appreciated India's success in economic and social development and wished India even bigger success. This was an unexpected thing happened in this meeting. Why? Because meeting was not scheduled between Prime Minister of India and President Xi, as I already told, but still President Xi appreciated India's fight against the corruption and the outcomes of the Goa summit. And he also he also congratulated for the economic growth of the India, as we all know that we are the leading growing economy in the world. Even we are ahead of the China's economic growth. So that's the reason this appreciation is meant a lot for the India. In the queue of bilaterals after BRICS nations meeting, Prime Minister Modi had a meeting between a Prime Minister and the President of Republic of Korea, Prime Minister of Italy, Prime Minister of Japan and Prime Minister of Norway in G20 Summit 2017 in Hamburg. Let's discuss about the name of the Prime Minister and Presidents. President of South Korea, Honorable Mr. Moon Jae-in, and the Prime Minister of Italy, Honorable Mr. Paolo Gentiloni, and Prime Minister of Norway, Honorable Ms. Erna Solberg, and Prime Minister of Japan, we all know it's a very common name, Mr. Shinzo Abe. Why this name? Because these names, leaders' name, are really very important for the exams, because most of the exams will ask for the country head of these countries and the capital and currencies. So I'll discuss about the capital and currencies of these nations in next page. Other bilaterals, Prime Minister had a meeting with the Prime Minister of Canada, Mr. Justin Trudeau, and President of Argentina, Mr. Mauricio Macri, and the Prime Minister of UK, Ms. Theresa May, and Prime Minister of Vietnam, Mr. Nguyen Xuan Phuc, and the Prime Minister of Mexico, Enrique Pena Nieto. Here are the country, capital and currency of those nations with them Prime Minister had a bilateral. First country is Mexico, capital Mexico City, currency peso. Japan, Tokyo, yen. United Kingdom, London, pound. Argentina, Buenos Aires, peso. Canada, Ottawa, dollar. Vietnam, Hanoi, dong. South Korea, Seoul, won. Italy, Rome, euro. Norway, Oslo, krone. Now we'll discuss about the Hamburg declaration of the G20 member countries head. So G20 nations thanks to the Germany for hosting successful Hamburg summit and its contribution to the G20 process, and look forward to the meeting again in Argentina in 2018. Means next G20 summit will be held in 2018 in Argentina, and after that in Japan in 2019, and the next one is in Saudi Arabia in 2020. Here are the agreed documents, and these documents are the part of the Hamburg Declaration. So let's begin with the discuss issues. First, countries discuss about the Hamburg Action Plan and Climate and Energy Action Plan for Growth. Hamburg update taking forward in G20 Action Plan on 2030 agenda. Annual Progress Report 2017, G20 Action Plan on Marine Litter, G20 Africa Partnership, G20 Initiative for Rural Youth Employment, High-Level Principles on Liability of Legal Persons for Corruption, High-Level Principle on Organizing Against Corruption, High-Level Principle on Countering Corruption in Customs, High-Level Principles on combating corruptions related to illegal trade in wildlife and wildlife products. G20 initiative about e-skills for girls, and women entrepreneurship finance initiative, and the last one is G20 resource efficiency dialogue. Alright friends, so here I will conclude this video. I hope that you enjoyed, and these informations are really beneficial for you. One more thing I would like to add: if you didn't watch the first video over G20 summit, then you will get the link here and this page, at the end of this page, and you can browse the particular video and collect the information about the formation and the basics of the G20. Before I conclude the video, I would like to add one more thing. Like, G20 nations discussed our Paris Climate Agreement and America's stand over it, but unfortunately America's stand is as it was in past. Here are my contact information, and email ID is bajpai.ashutosh@fandex.com. You can follow me on Twitter at ashutosh203222, and here is the link of my Facebook page. You can follow me on Facebook also. And last information, please subscribe my channel and hit the like button, because if you will not subscribe, then how you will come to know what the video and what the informations I have shared for you all. So thank you, thanks from bottom of my heart. Enjoy your day, enjoy your rainy season. Good luck, bye bye.